Hello friends, welcome to the 12th session of Hybris tutorial. In this session, we will learn what are hot folders in Hybris, where the hot folders are used in Hybris. We will learn all these concepts in this video. And in the end of the video, we will be showing you practically how to create a custom hot folder and how to use that hot folder. So we will be discussing all these concepts in this video. So before I start discussing about the hot folders in Hybris, so I will just define a single line about hot folders. So hot folder is one of the best way to import and feed data into Hybris. So what this means, if I navigate to any website, like we have this April website, which we did the setup during our B2C accelerator setup. If you have not done that setup, you can check the link of the video given in the description box as well as in the top right corner in the card section. So you can check that video and can install the B2C accelerator in your system. Once you install the B2C accelerator, you will be able to access this site on your local system. So for now I have already done this setup. So like this is one of the product, right? I have already opened, and if you can see, this is the price of this product. So do you think how this price comes in actual scenarios? As you must have noticed during the setup, this is a fixed price that was fed into Hybris database during the ant initialize. If I can show you in code, you will notice that this data was fed into Hybris during the ant initialize, and when the ant initialize command ran up, at that time this static data was fed into the Hybris. But this is not the case in actual scenarios or in the actual website. You have noticed that these prices keep on changing, right? Like on Amazon, today we see any price of a particular product, tomorrow the price may change. So how the price change, what is the mechanism behind changing the price, how the data is fed into Hybris, right? So there is one way to feed the data into Hybris, and the way is through hot folders. So if I can just show you one sample example of a hot folder, if we can go into our Hybris setup, like this is our Hybris setup. If I can go into the data folder and then in accelerator services and then in the import folder and then the master folder, here we do have these three folders: April, electronics, and the training folder. If I go inside in any folder like over here, you will notice that these are the three folders over here, right? So this is the one sample location of an hot folder. Here if you will keep one file, that will be automatically consumed. Like you have kept a CSV file over here which contains the prices of multiple products, right? So that file will be automatically fed into the Hybris, which means that file will be consumed and the corresponding data of that file will get saved into Hybris database, right? If I can just show you one sample file, right? Like this is one sample file. Here I have some data. It is related to the warehouse core. Like we can have multiple warehouse in our system, and then we can give the rating to our warehouse, right? So it has this type of data. You can see all this data is comma separated, right? So this comma separated, this is the type of content we have in the CSV file, right? We don't declare here the like what is this value, like what is this first value, what is the second value. We don't declare here. How we declare, that I will be showing you once I will show you the code of setting in a hot folder. So stay tuned to us. But in the CSV we just have this type of data. Like this is one row, and if you need to maintain the second row, we will be writing the second row data here. Like if I need to write a CSV file for the price, so how I will be doing, I will be firstly mentioning the product ID, and then will be giving the currency, like I am giving the currency as EUR, and then I will be just giving the price, say 32 euro, right? It means for this product we have 32 euro price. If I need to input the price of second product, I need to give something like this 2345, and then like my currency is DKK, which is the Denmark currency, and then I will give the value as 15, right? So in this way we have maintained two rows, right? And if I keep this Excel or keep this CSV file over here, right, which I will be showing you in the later part practically as well. But if I keep this CSV file which contains the data in this format, right, product ID and then currency and then the price, right, over here, then you will see this file will be automatically consumed. It means the data in this file will be automatically inserted into the database. So this is the concept of hot folder, right? So now I can say hot folder is the way to import and feed data into Hybris. I think this concept should be clear to you, right? So like in the actual scenarios, this price keeps on changing. How this price keeps on changing? There is always a third party, right, which continuously keep feeding the data into Hybris, right? Like the price is today something and tomorrow the price will change. So that third party will keep on putting or placing the files over the hot folder over here, and the Hybris keeps sniffing these files. Once Hybris sniffs that file is there, it automatically consumes that file and saves the data into Hybris, right? So this mechanism is called as hot folder. So how this works, I will be telling you in this video. So before we start anything, I think now we have a general idea what is hot folder. There will be some CSV files which will be placed over this location. Do you think that this is the only location where I can place? No, you can configure the location where these files need to be placed. I will be telling you that as well in this video. So over a particular location you need to place the file. So Hybris will sniff automatically those files and will be consuming the data of those files into Hybris database, right? So firstly we will define the definition of hot folder. So hot folder is one of the best way to import and feed data into Hybris. And I will be showing you in the upcoming video like how this hot folder mechanism work. But for now I will be just writing it is based on Spring integration framework. Right, so now there will be a question, right? There are the other ways as well to import the data. Why we just need to place a file over a particular location, right? For example, we can run an Impex into HAC directly, right? Why we cannot run the Impex instead of following this hot folder mechanism? The answer is through the hot folder mechanism, file data insertion will be fast. It means hot folder mechanism is faster and convenient and automatic rather than using the Impex mechanism, right? Like the third party will just place the files over here automatically. There is SFTP mechanism through which the third party can automatically place the files over here, and from here the files will be automatically picked by Hybris and then inserted into database. So that mechanism is fast. Why it is fast? Because if we use this mechanism, you can configure n number of threads. It means not only a single thread will be working on this mechanism, but the multiple threads will be working to consume the files. That is why it is faster than the regular Impex import, right? So now the question arises how this hot folder mechanism work. So before going into the code, I will just show you how this hot folder mechanism works. What is the internal things happen when we place say a CSV file over here, right? Then what internally, how that data gets saved into Hybris, how that data gets consumed into Hybris, I will be telling you that in this video now. Guys, this is the mechanism. Like, you place a file, a CSV file over this location, over the hot folder configured location. Remember, this is not only the location, you can place the file over here as well, like over here as well, or you can place the file over here as well. It all depends how you configure that hot folder mechanism. That I will be telling you how the hot folder picks the files. You have to give the location that where you will be putting those files, but for now, like, I have placed the file over here. So basically how Hybris consume that file. So firstly, Hybris, that this is the CSV file which we are placing. Then firstly, Hybris will be internally converting the Impex file, right? Hybris will be converting the CSV file into the Impex file. How Hybris will be converting into Impex file? There are some converters. Just remember a definition. There are some Impex converters which we will be defining during our creation of a hot folder, when I will show you practically how to create a hot folder. So we will be defining some Impex converters. Through that, we convert a CSV file into Impex file, right? So like I showed you in the CSV file, we just give data. We don't give the header, right? Here we have just given the data. We have not given the header, right? Like, what is this, right? So how the Hybris will come to know that what is the header, right? Like product ID or currency, how Hybris will come to know. So during this conversion only, in our configuration, we give those values, right? We set the header values. Okay, these are the header. Like the first value is say product ID, second is currency, and the third one is say price. So we will be giving those values during this portion only. We will be telling the Hybris, okay, the first column is this, second is this, and third is this, right? So once this CSV files convert into an Impex file, and the format of an Impex, if I can just tell you a format of Impex corresponding to this, so it will be something like this. Insert, update, right? And then we will be insert, update, and then if you remember our video on the Impex, so this is the mode, and then we will be giving the type is say our product, right? And then we will be giving the code should be unique. So this is the modifier I am now defining, unique is equal to true. And then we will be giving the currency, right? Currency, like currency value will be code. Why I have defined like this, you know better, because I am giving the reference of a second object. I mean, this is a current, I am giving the reference of currency object. And then we will have the price, right? So this is the price value, and here now I will be giving the I mean code value. Like my first code value is say this, right? I will be just writing here like this, and then I will be replacing the comma with semicolon, right? So this is how our, and if this product is some catalog specific, catalog version specific, then I will be using some macros which we have already discussed in our video in the related to Impex. So I will be just writing some macros like product catalog, something like this, right? So likewise, but this is the format of an Impex, how we can insert the data into the database. So this is a CSV file, right, which contains only the values, and this is the corresponding Impex which will get generated, right? So this whole thing will be converted in this section only. It means header will automatically comes when during this first process only, and then the values will also get appended accordingly, right? If you see in the CSV we have comma separated values, but in the Impex you must have noticed we have semicolon separated values. So all these conversion take place during this step only, right? So once the file is converted into Impex, or the data is converted into Impex, that Impex is imported, and that Impex or that data is inserted into the database, right? So this is the whole mechanism of an hot folder. Firstly, we have a CSV file, we convert that into Impex, and then we convert and then we insert that data into the database. So this is how a hot folder works in actual scenarios, right? So now there is one more thing, right? Here we have a pooling mechanism as well. Why I am telling you these concepts in pieces? Because once I will show you how to configure a new hot folder, you will be able to correlate these terms. Okay, so like now when I will be configuring a new hot folder, you will be able to correlate. Okay, we have a CSV file placed at a particular location, right, at this location. So it means during our configuration I have to give a location where I need to, you know, check the file, where I need to check the CSV file. So I will be giving that location, and then once I give a location, I will be giving a pooling mechanism that the system will be sniffing this location at a regular interval, say 1 second or 2 seconds. It will be sniffing or waiting for the file to be placed over here. Once the file CSV file is placed over here, then the system will be converting that file into Impex. How it will be converting? We will be putting some configuration where we will be defining the headers, right? Like this is the header for this file. It means the format of this file is already fixed. If we enter some other values, it will be throwing exception, right? Because we will be configuring the header of this CSV file in during our configuration, right? So it means we will be configuring the header during our configuration. I will be showing you that part only. Once we have Impex ready, then we will be inserting that data into the database, and once it is inserted, we will have some cleanup mechanism as well to clean the directory structure, right? So guys, now I will be showing you some sample example of hot folders, how you can configure a new hot folder. I will be just showing you. If you search in your workspace with a name as hot folder, you will be seeing we do have multiple spring.xml file which starts with a hot folder, right? We do have this file in training core, we do have this file in Y accelerator core, we do have this file in multiple extensions, right? So for example, this is a hot folder store apparel spring.xml. Here we have done the configurations related to hot folder. So if I just give you the overview of this file, what all are the components in this file, how we have configured a hot folder, I will be just giving you the overview of this file. Just remember that we have not written this file. It was automatically created when we created a training core extension, right? During the B2C accelerator setup, we had fired a ent module gen command, and during that time this file was automatically created. In the similar way, we will be creating our new file, but for now we will be just understanding the basic concepts or basic elements in this file. So this is the first tag. This is a context annotation config tag. So what this tag basically does, it just activates the various annotations to be detected in the bean class, right? So whatever the beans we will be defining over here, in those beans you will be able to use multiple annotations like @resource. So this is the Spring concept. So with this annotation, if we give this annotation in spring.xml, all the beans mentioned in this file will be able to use Hybris or Spring annotations, not Hybris annotation, but Spring annotations like @resource or @web element. These all type of annotations, those beans will be able to use. So this is a must use tag to be added in every spring.xml file, right? Then the first thing was we need to give the directory structure, right, where we need to place the files. Like I need to place the files over here. So this is the definition. Like over here I have defined where I will be, or the system will be sniffing for the files. So its location is base directory, and then we have a tenant id, and then we have April. So if you just see, this is the base directory location is till import, and then we have tenant id as master, and then we have April, right? So this is how base directory is till import folder, and then we have tenant id as master, and then we have April. So now your question will be, how can I say the base directory location will be till the import folder? So it is defined in the configuration file. I will be showing you that part as well in the last of the video, but for now just understand that this base directory path is till the import folder over here, and then we have tenant as a master, and then we have April. Everything is defined in the code. I will be showing you in the last part. So over here I have just defined that here I need to sniff, right? Now I will be telling or I will be defining for how many time, like in how many time I need to sniff, like in every 10 second I need to sniff for the file, or into every 1 second. So this definition is written over here. This definition or this element is called as input channel adapter, right? So this is again one component of the hot folder, input channel adapter. What we do over here, we direct the system to sniff the files or to have a watch over the file over this location in every, say, 1 second. Here we have defined the fixed rate as a 1000, which is 1 second. Like now the system will be having a watch over this location in 1 second, right? And on which files it will be having a watch? It will be having a watch over the files with this syntax, right? This is a regex definition. What it is showing, it is telling like the file format should be any character, and then there should be a hyphen, and then there should be some values. So it is saying like the file should be like Aman, and then there should be some hyphen, and then there can be some value .csv, right? So here I am telling the system that the file should be in this format. So if the file is in the txt format, it will not get picked, or it will not be sniffed. So I hope now you understand where we define the format, right? But there is one more thing what is the name or what is the prefix of the file, it is defined in the end. So I will be telling you that as well, but for now here I have just defined there can be some characters over here, and then there should be a hyphen, and then there should be some more value, then the value file extension should be CSV. So what character can be over here, that we will be defining in the end of this XML, right? So over here I am telling the system you need to pull this location in every 1 second. I hope this is clear to you. So this is the first component of a hot folder, and the name is inbound channel adapter, right? So this is the, I mean, first element of an hot folder, right? And this comparator, file order comparator, what it does, this is also a bean defined. If I can just show you, this is the bean defined over here. What this bean does, it just tells us the order of the processing, right? Like over this location there can be multiple files, say 10 files at this location. So which file should be placed or which file should be processed first, that order or that mechanism is written inside this I mean file order comparator. Or like this is a Hybris given comparator file. You can create your own custom file as well by just extending this or override the methods written in this file, right? So now you understand. Till now we have told the system you need to pull in this location for every 1 second, and the file should be in the format of this, and then we have given the comparator. This is the default comparator, Hybris given comparator. Here we just define the order in which file should be consumed or file should be processed, right? Then we have a header setup task, right? So how that header setup task is I mean defined. So this is the way to create an header, right? This is a sample example. So this is the header setup task though. So basically whatever the common things we will be using, so those things are set up in this process in the April header setup task. Like over here I have given the catalog value, like I can create or prepare my header something like this. Like this is catalog value, something like this. I'm just creating a rough values, not the exact value. And then second thing it has mentioned is the net, right, and its value is false. So we can write here net is equal to false, right, something like this. So this part or this work is done over here, right? So this work is now done over here. So how this is work is done, how this bean is called, this bean is called from here, right? April header setup task, right? So how this is done, we define outbound gateway, right? Once the files are processed, this should be moved to the processing folder. So I will be showing you as well, like once the file will be processed, or like over here I place a CSV file. Once it is in the process of processing, these files will be moved to here. How this is happening, because we have written this configuration in the outbound gateway. Over here we have given, and when I'm saying delete source is equal to true, it means once the files are processed, these files will be automatically deleted or will be moved to archive folder, right? From here, I mean from here or from the processing folder, these files will be deleted and will be moved to archive folder or error folder depending on the result, right? So this is all about the outbound gateway. And here we have an input service activator. You know better, input service activator sets the header for our data, right? And these are the headers, right? And then we have a mapping as well. So what this mapping does, this basically converts this CSV data into impacts data, right? So till now we have not done this part, we have just set the headers. Now what it does, it in this mapping class or in this mapping portion, what it does, it basically converts this CSV into corresponding impacts like this, right? So this is the thing which is done over here. You can see here we are using multiple, like for the product, I mean this is example where they are expecting multiple type of data, product and then variant or multiple type of data, so they are expecting multiple files will be coming. So for that they are just mentioning over here, if the I mean product is of type base product, then we need to then over here this is the converter mapping defined. And similarly for the size, you can say this is the mapping defined likewise, right? So what it does internally, this mapping class internally calls a reference bean, and this is like a reference bean. Here I am defining my impacts, right? Till now in the CSV I have this data only, and I have just set up the headers, right? So how this portion will be generated, so this portion is defined over here, right? This portion is defined over here. And how this bean is called, this bean is called from this mapping tag, right? Batch April product converter, or this is called, this bean is called from here, right? And here I am defining the header of impacts, right? This is my header, like insert update April product code. I think you are better aware of these syntax, right? And what I am giving here, I am defining the values, like this plus 0 means the code value, and then the 1 means variant type. So here I am just defining the slots. Okay, these all values can come over here, right? Just keep in this mind this value. We will be discussing this in the later section, but for now just understand, like for against each attribute or against each column in the database table name, I am just defining the values, like 0 denotes code, like whatever the value code value will be present in CSV file, that will be mapped over here. And then 1 will be say variant type, and 2 will be say name and description, and so on. Now the one question is, what is the meaning of this plus sign? So this plus sign denotes that this value cannot be empty. You should have noticed that this plus sign is not with each column. So because it is saying that the only code value is the compulsory value, you can keep other values as blank, right? So this is how we now here we have converted the CSV file into impacts, and the proper impacts has been created with the headers and the values. And on the top we have already set up the headers, like these things we have already now set up, right? So I hope now you understand what it is doing, right? And I think this is only defined over here in this file. And then what happens when this file I mean is get processed, like system sniffs in every 1 second, and when it finds the files in the format which we mentioned, right? So when it finds the files, now we have learned that firstly it converts that CSV into impacts, right? Then it moves those files into processing and then in archive folder. But one thing you will note that like I just show you one sample example, when this file moves to archive or in error folder, you will see that this appends some value in the postfix value of this file name, right? Like over here we have appended some values. So how this is coming, So this is coming because we have appended this value in the impact section only, like this value, and from here that value is getting picked, right? So this is how we do. And then we have by default cleaner mechanism as well, or we can specify the cleaner mechanism where we can specify like this file should be finally moved to this folder after processing. We can define as well, or it is by default defined in this out of box hot folder mechanism, right? So this is a basic example or out of box sample hot folder apparel spring.xml. This is how we define hot folder store apparel spring.xml. These are the basic components. Firstly, I give the name or the place where I need to sniff or the system need to sniff, and then I tell the system you need to sniff in this particular interval of time and need to sniff the files in this format, and you need to use this comparator. Then what I do the task of setting the headers, right, like catalog version or whatever the values I give, like net value, store best directory, whatever the values. Then what happens, we converts the CSV file into impex file over this in default converter mapping. Here they are converting, here they are calling base apparel product converter, which is basically creating the header of those impacts, right? Here I'm giving the values in the row section, right? So once it is all defined, then we just execute those impacts using multiple thread concept. And since we are using the multiple threads, that is why this mechanism is faster than simply importing impacts into the database, right? So this is a basic overflow how this hot folder thing works. But I hope you should have now a blur idea what actually happens in a hot folder, right? But now I will be showing you a practical example. I will be creating a custom hot folder, and then I will be placing one file into that custom hot folder, and then I will be showing you how that file gets consumed. So I will be showing you all these things now. So for that, what I will be doing, there is one more thing before we do practical, like this hot folder store spring.xml, right? So for every hot folder, XML mapping is always given in this spring file, right? This is a out of box, right, as spring.xml. So its definition will always be there in spring.xml. You can see here we have given the definition of spring.xml. So it means when I will be creating my new custom hot folder file, right, I will be defining the name of that XML file into this core spring.xml. So just keep this in mind. So firstly, let's start. What I will be doing, I will be creating my own spring.xml. So what I will be doing for now, I will be just copying any file, and I will be just creating a sample and will give the name of this as hot folder store. Right now I'm showing you practically how to create a hot folder and how to use that. So you also need to follow the same steps. These steps are common whenever you will be using this concept in your projects as well. You need to do the same entries and same things. You can do some additional customization, but this is the base. This is how you will be creating a new custom hot folder in your projects as well, right? So I have given a new name, hot folder store training spring.xml, right? So in this way a new file gets created. So what I will do, I will be just removing all these things. We will be filling all these values from the very beginning, right? So first of all, we take an empty structure of this hot folder spring.xml, and then we will start filling the values of inside this hot folder store spring.xml. So I'm just pasting firstly the basic structure of this XML. So this is how our basic file should look like, right? If I am just format this, right? So this is how our basic spring.xml looks like. Here I have added the context annotation config tag already, and you know better what is the use of this. It means whatever the beans I will be defining inside this spring.xml, so all those beans will be able to use the spring annotations like at the rate resource. So after this, firstly, the first task, as I mentioned, I need to do is to give the mapping of this hot folder store training spring.xml, this newly created file. I need to give the mapping of this file into our spring.xml, right? So what I will do, I will be carefully going to the spring.xml file which is present into the resources folder. So in your system as well, this file will be present in resources folder only, right? So over here I will open this file training course spring.xml, and over here I will be just pasting the value of my newly created spring.xml, right? So this is the name, hot folder store trading spring.xml. This is the name of our newly created spring.xml, right? So now I have defined this spring.xml, and just remember we need to do changes only in these two files only, training course spring.xml. Here I need to do the give the definition of my newly created spring.xml file for defining my hot folder, right? So now the next task will be I need to give the location, right? Where I from where I need to tell my system, okay, you need to sniff in this location, whether this location or any other location. I need to give that path, right? So I will be telling the system that, and then I will be mentioning my input channel adapter, uh, input channel adapter tag. So I will be mentioning that as well. Like here what we did, we firstly give the path, as you can see here. Firstly we gave the path, and then we mentioned input channel adapter. In the similar way we will be defining these two things in our file. So how we will be defining, so we are defining those values something like this, right? So what I am doing here, I have mentioned like you need to pull in this location base directory. As you already know, it is still import folder, right? Then I have told the system you need to go in the tenant id and in the training folder, right? So like over here you need to go in master is our tenant id, and here you need to go in training folder, right? Over here I will be placing my csv file, right? So if you have only one folder here, processing folder, you can create these two folders at this location by your own. But if those folders are already there, don't need to create another folders. But if you don't have archive and error folder at this location, you can create these folders over here, right? So now I have told the system you need to sniff at this location, and you need to check for the files at this location in every say 1 second, because it's 1000 millisecond, which is basically 1 second. So you and this is the by default out of box file order comparator I have used, and this is the regex. It also means the same thing, like the file should be in some format like abc, and then there should be hyphen and something like this dot csv. It should be in this format, and then in the end of this spring.xml I will be telling the system the file should be specifically starting with this keyword only, then only it will pick, right? So for now I have defined the input channel adapter here. Now what I will be doing, I will be just giving the location of my outbound gateway. It means once those files will be processed, or during the processing of these files, this CSV file, this should be moved from here to this processing folder, right? I have given the definition. Now in the outbound gateway, right here I have just given the location as like base directory training, and then it should move to the file should move to the processing folder. Right now I will be giving the entry of my init service. Right, init service means then I will be now setting the headers and everything. So now you can see I have given that mapping, right? I have given this configuration here. I have mentioned the init service activator. Right over here I have given the reference of training header setup task, and these are the by default headers which I have set up. Right, you must be remembering these values now I have set up. Right, and guys, then I will be defining my converter bean, which will be basically setting the header section of data impact. So here I have defined a header, like this is a unit. I will be updating the value into a table with the name, or item type with the name unit, and these are the columns. Right, so it means in the CSV as well I will be expecting these columns to be present in the CSV: unit type, code, name, and conversion. Right, over here you can notice with the +0 and +1, so it means it is saying unit type and code are the mandatory attributes which should be present in the CSV file. You must remember in the CSV we do have comma separated values. Right, so in the CSV we are expecting the 4 attributes. Right, first one is unit type, second is code, third is name, and fourth is conversion. Right, and unit type should be unique, so we are expecting something like this. If I just delete these values and I write here like the unit type is say Aman unit, I am just entering random data, and then the code values should be Aman code, and then we have a third thing, and the third is name and the conversion. Right, so name is say Aman and conversion is say 2 1, conversion value anything. Right, so this is like this type of data I will be expecting into my CSV format. Right, so I think now you should be, and this data should be comma separated. Right, so I have now defined this unit converter. Now I will be defining which will be basically calling this unit converter. If you see, this is not called from anywhere till now, so now I will be calling this unit converter. So I will be basically calling this unit converter through a mapping class. Right, like over here we define multiple mapping class. If you remember this type of thing, now I will be calling. Right, like over here this converter class is called. Similarly I will be defining my mapping class over here, and inside that I will be calling this converter. Right, so this is how I will be calling my converter class. You can see now I have called this converter bean. Right, so with this thing will be automatically called, and the corresponding CSV into impacts conversion will take place. Right, so guys, this is all about setting a hot folder configuration. You just need to give all these type of configuration. If you just need to set up your own custom hot folder setup, you just have to give the entry in these two files only, in store training spring.xml, and then we have a spring.xml which is present in the sources folder. In that spring.xml we need to give the entry of this hot folder store training spring.xml. This is the basic thing. you can customize your all things. Like here, if you see, this is the default impex converter I am using, right? If you want to do some more customization, you can extend this class into your extension, and then you can do your own customization. But for now, I have told you how to do a basic setup of a custom hot folder, right? This is all we need to do, right? So after this, what I will be doing, like my server is currently up, so what I will be doing, I will be stopping this server, right? And I will just do end all, right? After doing the end all, I will bring my server up, and then I will place some files over this location, at this location, and then I will show you how that file gets picked up and is automatically moved into either error folder or archive folder. I will be showing you that. So firstly, I am doing end all. It will take some time. Let's wait for this to finish. So guys, as you can see, now the end all command has been finished. So I will be quickly making my server up. So I will be using this command, hybrid server ban.debug. I am now using the debug. It means I am making my server up in the debug mode. So if I am upping my server in the debug mode, it means then I will be able to debug all the lines as well in my flow. So how we can start our server in debug mode, what all configurations we need to do, I will be giving a separate video for that. So for now, I have started my server. It will again take some time. So if you have noticed, it is giving me some error like address is already in use, right? So if you are also getting this problem, just let me know. For now, I will be stopping my server again, and then firstly I will be fixing this problem. Guys, I think I have fixed the problem, so let's try to make the server up again, and let's see if this problem comes now or not. So let's wait for this and see if we still get this problem or not. If you see over here only, we got the exception. So I think now this issue is not coming anymore. This problem address already in use, this problem has been fixed. So if you are also getting this exception, address already in use, just let me know. I will give you the solution for the same as well. So for now, I have started my server in debug mode. It will take some time to come up. Let's wait for this server to come up. So guys, as you can see, now the server is up. So now what we will do, we will be placing a CSV file over here. So before placing the file, I will show you one thing. If you go into our hot folder store training spring.xml, you can see here we have defined a bean, and here we have given the name, reference of unit converter bean, right, which basically creates the impacts data. So here what I have given that the file name should be starting with a unit, right? So file CSV file name should be something like this, unit, and then some 001. So if I am placing the file name with some any other thing like say I'm target 001, so this name will not get picked. The file name should be starting with this word only, unit 001 or 008, 009, anything, but it should start with the unit keyword. And where it has defined, so this thing is defined, you can see over here, it is defined, right? So now now we will be placing a file at this location. So like now this file is present, CSV file, right? What I will do, I will just rename it, say uh, unit 003, and as you will see, once I will be renaming its value, it should automatically move to archive. You can see it has disappeared from here, and now let's see whether it is present. Yes, you can see now it has moved to at archive folder. So this is how it is behaving. Let's try to place one more file, like I'm placing a file over here, right? So currently in the archive we have only two files, right? And we have made a condition that we cannot place a duplicate file, right? So over here we have only two files. So what I will do, I will change the name to 006, and let's see if it is moving. So why it is moving so much quickly? Because we have set the sniffing time as 1 second, and you can see now it has picked this file and has moved this to the archive folder, right? So it doesn't only move this file to archive folder, it also has inserted the data of this file into the database, right? If I can just show you the server logs, how it looks like, you will see that these all things are getting printed, right? So if I just show you over here, like I will place one more file at the location, hot folder location, and then we will see how this behaves. These all things get printed, see, right? So if you read these things, it is self-explanatory how it is doing and what actually it is doing, right? You can see here it is setting the headers and all values, right? And then it is picking the file and processing the file, right? Here after processing the file, you can see cleanup task has been executed automatically. So all these things go over here. So I hope now it is clear to you what do you mean by hot folders. So hot folders are basically to process the data or to process the feed, right? Like price feed or any other feed like warehouse feed. In our case, we just inserted the data into a type which name is unit, right? So I mean any type of feed you can input into our database using the hot folder mechanism. So I think now the concept should be clear to you. You should be clear like which all components we use, like input channel adapter, right, outbound gateway. These all things should be clear to you. Then we use the converter to convert the file into the impacts. With this format, we just give the header of the impacts, we give all these things, and the file name should be starting with the unit we mentioned over here. So guys, I think now we are good to conclude the element of our hot folder spring.xml. Like this is the input channel adapter, like here we define the input channel adapter, right? And over here we feed the file order comparator, right? So you can see the file order comparator was feed, and then after setting the input channel adapter, we did the header setup task, right? You can see after that we did the header setup task, right? Here we have given the header setup task, like all these things should be there in the header setup task, right? After that we give the header init task. Here header init task is basically to append some values which I showed you right in one of the example. If I can just show you again, over here in hot folders spring.xml, you can see this is the, I mean, header init task, right? Here we just give, okay, these are the more attributes which we need to append, right? And after that there is impacts transformer task, right? And impacts runner task, which basically converts the CSV to impacts. and impacts runner task basically runs the impacts. And once the this process gets completed, right, through impacts converter, we already know we run the impacts, and once all these things get completed, then we run the cleanup task. And over here you can see we run the cleanup task, right? So guys, just have a look into definition of all these elements which we have already discussed. So these definitions will be very helpful for you to understand all the terms which we used in this practical setup of custom hot folder. So this is all about the hot folder. I hope now the concept should be clear to you. I have shown you how to create a custom hot folder as well. So guys, if you like this video, do share this video with your friends. Thank you for watching. Bye.